recording. Awesome. So we'll just share this material. So if we have these meetings on Saturdays, let's say the materials will be getting to us by Tuesday, because then I have to download and then upload on the channel that will serve everyone. Okay, so I have some questions here. Thank you guys for helping me to get the ball rolling. So I'll start with Abigail's question. In the tech space, at what point should one stop learning and start building real projects? Okay, so this is a very beautiful question. So in the tech space, I will try to, please, Abigail, maybe throw me an hint if I'm going beyond like maybe a time or something. So in the tech space, I think you start building from day one. It's very important that you practicalize what you are building. Because this industry of tech does not require, it doesn't in most cases require a lot of degrees or certification to enter. There is a low entry barrier, like almost that doesn't exist, right? The first few jobs that I got, in fact, I would say up to this point, the first few jobs that I have is not, nobody asked for my credentials. It was, in fact, I got my master's last year. It wasn't like anybody asked me. I just felt bored and I said, let me go and read something, right? It's probably going to be useful in terms of promotion and say, okay, this guy has gone to read more. But then you start building from day one. It's very important. You don't have to wait. You also learn from building, right? You learn from building. So start building. Is it HTML you have learned? Build a form. Is it CSS? Style the form. Is it JS? Add functionalities to the form. So you see, start building from there. Okay, I'll go right into Dami's question. Dami's question is, how does one decide what aspect of tech they can venture into? I have been interested in getting a tech skill for part-time remote work for some time, but I'm not sure where to start from. Okay, this is pretty interesting. I think that, so we have gone past the tech buzzword. There was a time, I think it was around 2016 to 2020. In fact, there was another boom, 2019 to 2021, whereby everybody, as if they're not doing tech, you don't have something in your head. That was how it felt. Everybody was doing tech. So tech is like, the way I see tech is like every other industry. Some people have been in tech longer than I am and have not made any fortune from it. I'll repeat. So people have been in tech for long and have not made so much from it. Not because they don't know it, but because the way they came in, they don't have any structure and, how would I put it? Should I say some things are, the universe is also not on their side or something? I don't know how to put it. But some people have been in tech for way long and they have nothing to show for it, right? So where do I go to in tech? What kind of tech should I? Now, let's demystify tech. What is tech? Tech is basically anything that can make your life better, right? That improves your life, that improves the system of your life. So your spoon that you have is a tech. The spoon that you have is a tech because you will have been using your hand to eat. And then let's say you go further and then you say, okay, what is tech to me? What are you doing right now that you can bring tech in and it will improve the efficiency that you're already working with? There is tech in the medical field. There is tech in accounting. There is tech in what's it called? In industry and in manufacturing industries and other things. There is tech everywhere. Where should you go into? For me, thank God that a professor is here that can confirm it. My first degree is in banking and finance. I love statistics so much. And it was very easy for me to go from that to writing code. As of last year, I still wrote a formula for the press I was working. I wrote a formula for HR. Like, how much are you losing if you don't automate your HR system? I developed a formula myself and I wrote the script for that, right? Now, you can, basically what I'm saying is start where you are. I started from graphic design, and then I grow. I don't have any border around me. If your own is to write, you can easily do well in content creation or content writer or whatnot. You can easily do well with it. Companies are looking for people that can write crisis management, right? So let me explain what that is, because sometimes exposure helps you to know what skills you use. Some companies, take for instance MTN. MTN is currently facing an issue around what is happening in their parent country, which is South Africa, xenophobia. They have to be careful right now the kind of message they put out, because it can make or break that company. They have to be careful, they have to be sensitive to what they do, right? And there are people that are head of corporate communication. Those people must be careful what they write and put out as press release right now. Some people are being paid to write those press release, right? You can write scripts. Just this week, Saka, the actor, the Yoruba, or let me say the actor, won AMBC Legend Award for an advertisement that we all know, which is I don't port to MTN. That has happened many years ago. Somebody wrote it and said, this would be a very great idea. Saka is currently in Etisalat. Can we see his contract and can we pay him more? And then, if you remember, there was campaign around the porting at that time that everybody was saying, come and port to MTN, come and port to Airtel, come and port, use the same number, carry your number. And the entire hyping of the thing, and then it turned, and Sakata, we know that was Etisalat, is now with MTN. Somebody wrote it, right? For many people on this call, if you're a Christian, right, it's also important that you know that some of the things that you do in church, are you project managing a program? Are you doing some things? Are also experiences that you can sit on. Project management. Oh, are you coordinating a program? You are a coordinator, you can easily do project management. Are you able to keep money? Are you able to do this, right? So tech is everywhere. So that means if you are thinking of, where do I start from? I think you should look at what you are currently doing to make it easier for you to blend in. Thank you. Okay, how valuable a design job like UI UX in this present tech environment? I think I'll go to the big conversation, which is AI. There's a lot of conversation that AI will take my job, AI will do this, AI will do that, AI will, and it is not that. I think it puts fear in people. If you check historical data, there is a lot of futuristic design. Oh, we're going to have flying cars by 2020. By 2026, where is the flying cars? Right? Your AI will only give you a good design as per your prompts. You still have to train it. This AI and whatnot does not have complete control right now. Somebody still has to man it, right? So how valuable are design job? Very, very much valuable. How do you want to position yourself? There's a guy on X. The only thing he does is he designs fonts, and he has traveled all the entire world because he designs fonts. Have you ever thought about designing fonts before? Somebody's designing font and saying, instead of me using area, I want to design my own fonts, and it's being used by, you know how much fonts is really expensive. There's some fonts that can go as high as $2,000. And if you go and use that font, maybe download it from somewhere and they're going to use it on a corporate website, maybe in a big company website, the font owner can sue you and collect all the money that you have made and say, you use my property without paying me, right? So it's still very much valuable. However, let me add that in today's world, nobody is looking at having you come into the business just designing. Everybody is looking at how can you turn that skill that you have into money. So if I have a business now, maybe I'm selling clothes at Tejo Show, and you come to me and say you're a graphic design. If you say you're a graphic design, I'll probably not be able to, the conversation will not go long because you have not told me what value you bring. Well, I'm going to design something that when people see, they would, place a call and inquire about your business. I'm going to do something. I'm going to do that thing. For those that remember, pandemic, it was just 3 years ago. There was the NDDC, if I'm correct. I think NDDC, yeah, the people that were, managing COVID-19 in Nigeria. They were designing and replacing reports. Some designers got angry and started redesigning the reports because they were like, what kind of ugly design is this? So it was like people were dying. And truly, people were dying every day. But the way they were putting it, in fact, as I'm talking to you now, some of you, if I put up a poster now and say, do you think this is a burial poster or birthday poster? You say it's a burial poster because of the way it was designed. Design controls human emotion. There's some flyers you will see now, be like, did this person die? Maybe it's a birthday picture, but maybe the person that designed it missed the point, right? So your design is still very much valuable. I'm a designer, and I can tell you that at least for the first 3 years, people that were in university with me know that I was able to pitch based on what money I gained from design. It was many years ago, but I think it's still very much apply. But you have to go beyond the basic of just saying you want to design. How do you tie your design to revenue? Oh, because of what I designed, so amount of money came into the business. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Okay, Abigail, how do you balance building a business with family responsibility? So if you have not known, if you don't know how to balance business or balance responsibility that you have, why are you married in the first place? Anyways, I kid, but I think that um marriage is a very like marriage family is a very big thing. If you're speaking of family, is a family married family or maybe your immediate family, parents, siblings, and everything. And I think that if we start with that, your family wants you to grow. So I think that you should give you that space, that border, right? And at some point in your life, you start making decisions by yourself. In fact, nobody has to tell you. I heard of a story that my pastor shared with me some weeks ago, I think 2 years now, months ago. Let me say months ago, because of my memory. So there was a young man in our church, and Reverend said, the man drove the young man to the guy finished university, and then he was going for service. And the father drove him, he was Lagos camp, the father drove him to Yanapaja. But on their way, the father branched somewhere, and the father stopped by in one house and said, this is your house now. I've rented it, I've put some things there. If you are leaving camp, don't come to my house. This is where you should come back to. If you want to come, you're only coming to visit. You don't have room in my house anymore. And I personally like that because that is how I also grew up, right? Though I've been very entrepreneurial for a long time, but my mom did that for me. And my first rent, she paid it and told me that, oh, if it works out, all fine and good. If it doesn't work out, then come back to where we are at the time. So I think that growing up means that you are matured enough to handle responsibility, how to handle bill, and how to handle debt, how to handle credit line, and a number of these things. How do you want to handle uncertainty, especially when things aren't going as planned? We don't know what will happen in the next few minutes. So we always have uncertainty. But that doesn't mean that we should not plan. That doesn't mean that we should not plan. You don't know what will happen in the next. When the Ikeja bomb blast happened many, many years ago, I think around 2002 or thereabouts, who knew that there was going to be a bomb blast? A lot of people died. A lot of people went into the canal just because they are running for their life. Even let's go a bit further, when there was a pandemic, and then the pandemic, there are people in this country, Nigeria, that if they don't work for that one day, they cannot eat the next day. So a lot of people were shocked, like, we're going to stay in our house. People were literally begging from house to house. But some people made so much money that they have never made in their life in that same pandemic. Right? Some people got new ideas. In my undergraduate days, we did a course in 400 level called entrepreneurial something. I can't really remember. And I think one of the things we learned when they say, how do you generate ideas? And then our lecturer said the number one thing of generating ideas is hunger. When you hungry, catch you. In fact, you want to open a police station. When you are very hungry, nobody will teach you, right? But I think that as it comes with maturity, it comes with if you are still trying to figure that out, you might want to move out of your comfort zone. If you are staying with your parents, you might want to, if you have a chance to move out. When you start paying bills, automatically you would work. You would do some things, and all these things that we are saying about life. Oh, life is this, life is that. Without those responsibility, you will not be able to make it. Some people, probability makes some people grow really fast. I am one of those people because I have responsibility. I needed to do some things, right? So yeah. So you don't handle uncertainty because you don't have control over them, but you can at least to some level handle how you are going to welcome uncertainty. Handle how you're going to welcome uncertainty. Plan as if you have control over tomorrow and pray as if you don't have control over the next minute. So I hope that did justice. What example of tech support communities can you recommend? Okay, this is really pretty cool. I think to start with, I would say that this AMA session is one that I hope that would impact so much life, right? I know that some of them have not asked any question. Why some answers are already resonating with some of you guys, right? So, but you can go on Twitter. There's a number of communities there, from WordPress to. But let me advise you when you're joining these communities. I joined some communities when I was starting out, but then I outgrew some communities. You should know when to leave. You should know when to say, okay, this is no longer as beneficial to me as I thought it was going to be. So, but there are a lot of communities online. There's content community. In fact, we have communities for AI now. There's a Claude AI group in Nigeria, in Lagos, in different states. You can start one in Surulere. In fact, I'm going to find the link. Let me write it. I'm going to find the link and then share on our WhatsApp group for later. So you can start an AI. So back then, when I was in fact, a few years back, these tech companies will send. If you say you are starting a community, say you are starting a WordPress community in Surulere now, and you write to WordPress community globally, they will send you some merch. So when you are doing like meetings, you're able to share it. When they are doing like event, they're able to share it. Or the number of people, Nigeria always find a way to mago the system. A lot of people just use those things to get foreign currency from these people and do not really do so much. So Nigeria has always been blacklisted, but if you can prove it and say, oh, this is what I'm doing, this is what we have learned, this is what we are trying to do. So you can join Cloud Community. The number of communities out there that you can join. I'm going to gather a few that is in Lagos and maybe on Twitter and send to us after this sometimes this evening. So you can get started from there. But if you are going into a community without having some level of knowledge yourself, you'll feel very lost. So don't rely on the community entirely for your growth. It will help you grow, but don't rely completely entirely for your growth. Thank you. So what are some of the systems every creative person should have in place early? So this is not for creative people alone, but for anybody that wants to grow in tech. Always have a teachable mindset. Don't have a closed mindset. Don't have a closed mindset. Always have a teachable mindset, right? Always have that mindset to always have the mindset to learn. I've trained people that are now way better than me. One of them is on this call. They are way better than me. But it doesn't mean that they don't respect me or anything. I still learn from them. I'll be like, oh, how did you do this thing? Who is doing this one? I don't mind. It doesn't take the sky, when you hear about the sky being big enough, like those are the cases. So you must have an open-minded, have an open mind when you want to learn anything. And this is across every of the tech industry. If you go into these communities that I was answering, what precious question earlier, you're going to see some 14-year-old already writing Python. And it will scare you like, I'm already 27. I'm already 26. I'm already 35. I'm already almost 40. No, don't do that. I have a colleague in my office that is a creative designer and a artist. He draws and he sells his. He even people that showcase their art and they buy them. In fact, some of his work has been featured in magazines that if you travel, you will see it in the airplane. But he's a graphic designer in my office, and when we talk, he's way older. When we talk, it doesn't, tech has no barriers to age, but you have to have cordial respect for people around you, right? So be open-minded, be respectful, be humble, right? In terms of other things, maybe like, I think, I've not mentioned anything around hardware because I think that the soft skills are much more important. The soft skills are much more important. People are now designing with their phones. So the computer doesn't matter. You can use a Windows computer or you can use a MacBook. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you find to use it well, right? I am also very big on doing things right. So if I'm not able to afford it too, there was a period that I was just starting out, that I was, downloading CDs. Those days you download CDs and crack it. But now that I can afford it, I don't even go for expensive too. I can easily buy one. Like I can buy Canva or buy whatever and use it for what I want to do. Right. So soft skills are much more important because you can learn other skills, but those soft skills, they are innate. You have to learn how to bring your head down to learn. You go to tech events, and then the girl in front of you is wearing bomb shot that if your sister should wear, you will slap them. You have to hold yourself and this is what I came here to do is different. So the soft skills are very, very important. Yes, I mentioned earlier that you should build real life projects. And real life project is it doesn't have to be a project that is being used by thousands. In the tech field, when you go for a job interview, what they will ask you is, in fact, if you have applied for jobs, they will say put your portfolio link. It will be a GitHub. They want to see your code pattern, how you write code. They want to see how you label your classes or your IDs. So it doesn't have to be like a gang against something. As you grow, you will get to learn more, but don't let other people's projects scare you. And then when we have AI now, you should be able to do things even faster. What boundaries do you put in place to protect your personal life and businesses? Um, this is this is I have practical responses, but I will try not to go beyond the line. So this is very, very personal because it depends on your relationship. I have always been an open person. I have an open door policy. In fact, I allow people come to my house. The truth is, you can come to my house and I'll be in the house and you may not see me because I may be in my room and I'm not ready to see you and you may not see me. I'm be sleeping, right? But it doesn't mean that I don't welcome people. My wife welcome people. Before I got married, I ensure that she sees that I'm a people person. I'm going to have people around, and then she has brought herself into that mindset as well. But it doesn't mean that you now start tampering on things. In my household, there are some things I don't discuss when people are there, right? Money and stuff. In terms of work, I don't hide anything per se. In fact, I tend to share all the ideas I have because if I'm not able to build it, why should I hold on to it? Somebody else should build it. I don't share job. In fact, I don't share job opportunities. Where I worked before now, I brought in some people. Even here that I am too, I'm sharing the links to people that if you want to apply, apply. It's not like they're going to pay me your salary. We're going to earn our own salary. But then you would also learn from that people can be wicked, right? And that means that you have to keep some things to yourself. Wait for some things to materialize before you announce it, right? So if you are building something that you think that, oh, if I talk about this thing, somebody else might, so you just need to internalize it until you are finalized or until you are done. But for me, even though I have boundaries, I talk about my goals openly for a number of reasons. One is accountability, because if I tell Henry my idea and Henry sees me in the next 3 months, he's going to ask me after that thing. And then my mindset will be like, I've not done this thing. No. That's for me. Oh, some people's own may be different, right? And that also helped me to get help when I need it, right? I share ideas. I also bring in more ideas, right? So you need to set boundaries. I don't know if this boundary question goes into family and whatnot, but let me just stop there for now. So it's been a great conversation so far. I think I can do one or two more questions, and then I want to ask us two questions, and I would like everybody to speak to it. So maybe one or two more questions, and then I will ask you a question. This is the first AMA section. I want to ensure that our meetings are very, very productive, right? So if you have anybody that is trying to learn anything or get into tech or have maybe a life challenge or anything that you think that, oh, Ademola can solve and can learn from, send them this meeting link. I don't mind having them come in and then get to talk about this if they don't mind sharing, right? There will also be some times that I will talk on a particular skill. Maybe sometimes I'll talk to you about AI. Sometimes I'll talk to you about UI, UX design, and I'll bring people like I said, right? But right now, if there are no more questions, because we have about 20 minutes more, I want to ask us in just one word, or if you can do more than one word. This AMA section, I hope that it's going to be sustainable for the next 10 meetings. what would you like to see? What would you like to hear in this AMA session? I have a screen here on display to talk about all the things that I intend to do, right? But let me know what you like to hear me talk about or hear me say. I really want it that these meetings will be so productive that when you come to this meeting, you're able to share that, oh, I was able to make this move and make that move. And you can take it a bit further. You can go from the group and ask me personal questions and maybe DM me personally. If you know that, oh, my question will benefit the group, ask on the group. I will take my time to look at it and answer comprehensively. Thank you. So we'll go around the room. What is that one thing that we're going to be, you would like me to share, or you like me to bring people to share, right? And just to make us feel comfortable. Um, this call, these meetings are not for maybe a research purpose or anything. No, I just want to personally share my life experiences, right? So be open. Okay, so thank you, Precious, for writing it out. So I won't need to call you. So Precious wants to get personal experiences from tech person in different field. Thank you, Precious. Precious, just to confirm, did you get the materials that were shared on the group? Were you added after or before? We can just drop it in the chat. So because those materials are they are very, there's a lot of lessons, especially justices material. Valid Justice's material. He spoke so much about a lot of things, and I would like you to go in depth into it and enjoy that material. Okay, so that's Precious, Chukwemeka, David, Olaomi, Dami, Lola, Precious, Oyelekon. What are you looking forward to getting from these sections? It's bi-weekly so that we don't burn out, right? So that I don't get tired of my voice. And there won't just be me. I'll be bringing people from time to time. So what are you looking forward to hearing? David, allow me.
Right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, I was not expecting to be called yet, but yeah. So, personally, I think what I would love to see from this bi-weekly session is where people ask the question, right? And then I think it would be more better if we can hear the people asking the question because I think the question that I saw this evening sounded like very, very professional, right? I think it would be a lot better if the question less professional and a lot more personal. People want to answer this question. From already, I've also been in this before. This is what I'm doing.
Okay, so I have some trouble hearing you, but you are saying that people should ask questions that are not personal. Is that correct? Or people should ask questions, with their voices. Which is it?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's clearer now.
Okay, so I was saying that I would like to see people ask their questions in a more personal way in terms of personal failures or personal
Oh,
issues that they are going through. And
okay.
then the people who are coming to share their thoughts as well. They're coming from the place of, oh, this failure that you just mentioned. At a time in my career, I was also at that point, and this is what I was able to do to get out of it. And then just to, I think that would be what I would look forward to.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Cool. That's noted. Okay. I think Chukwemeka Henry Ademakacha has spoken to some of the things he'd like to see before we even got started. But do you have any more thoughts before we move to the next person? Dami has also shared as I would love to learn a new skill from someone how to start until execution, the way a child will be taught, especially being a virtual assistant. Okay. From being at the secretariat at church. Got it. So secretariat virtual assistant. Very cool. Okay. Let me write that down. I'll also try and get materials on that. Please look out on the group on material for virtual assistants. Okay. Thank you, Perry, for also sharing. Perry said I would also love to learn about how to create portfolios and real places to get jobs based on the respective fields. Real places to get job. So I think that let me speak to this. So the truth is that it's not like people don't want to give jobs. It's not like people don't want to give jobs. The challenge is that companies don't have the patience to train anyone anymore. Companies don't have the patience to train anyone anymore. Now, what that means is that they would rather hire somebody that somebody else is recommending. That is when you now say, who know who, right? Since I've left school, since I left university, my job has been based on recommendation or okay, no. I think I recently got a job that wasn't entirely recommendation, right? I applied for it and I was just like I did it like my portfolio right now is very huge, so it's easy for me to get some job and just roll with it. So but I really think that what is happening is that there are places to get real job and the rest, but it's very much more competitive. So if you're applying for a job with just a basic resume, you are just putting yourself at a very bad place. You should do more. Your cover story should be very good, be emotional. Do something so good that whoever is reading through your cover story or your cover letter or something will not stop reading until they finish. That way you have gotten their attention. If you do the generic thing, oh, my goal is to so and so and so and so, they'll just put it aside. You must be able to get people's attention within few seconds. But we're also going to we're also going to look into that. So just a few more people. We are going to be rounding up soon. I'd like to hear from okay, I've heard from Dami. Well, I'd like to hear from Chukwuemeka and Abigail. I think I'll do Chukwuemeka next. If you're able to speak, sir. I know you have said some things earlier, but let us know what you're trying to look out for. We are trying to, learn from this.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, so for the start, I'm open-minded to okay, this is what I can gain here, this is what I can gain. So for now, for this week, for the first day, I'm open-minded to learning, to have an idea of okay, what do you really want to do? Then as
Okay.
time goes on, I will look at okay, these are the outline things that one can achieve. I now have to maybe look for one or two to really focus on because if I say I want to be focused on everything, I might just be deceiving myself, pointing to the fact that I know the kind of person I am. So I will just look at okay, this and this and this. Okay, out of these three, out of these two, which and which do I think that I can really pick out there? When I pick them, I'm not okay. This is my focus. This is my goal. That will help me to gain something. Wonderful.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for that. That is very, very helpful. Okay. So Abigail is my assistant, but she's also learning a lot. In fact, she does so many things that she's made my life really, really easy. So Abigail,
Okay, good evening, sir.
good
So
evening.
I would say, personally, what I'm looking out for is growth, really, how to grow in every area that I'm working on
Mhm.
personally. So I would just say I'm looking out for growth, real life experiences from people that have done it. So that's
So,
basically the goal.
okay. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. So it's been a great start. I would be dropping some reminders of our meeting before the time, either myself or Abigail. And I'll also be letting us know what we are going to be speaking to. So I'm thinking off my head, it may change before the day that might have to spend 10-15 minutes to speak on a particular topic, at least my experience on it as a starter, and then before we go into the question. But then it will still remain AMA session with Ademola and friends at this point, and friends. So thank you, everyone. Do we have any other question before we call it an evening? It's been a great session. I learned quite a lot, and I'm looking forward to engaging all of us here. We still have what's the word to use now? We still have a number of we still have time. We still have a number of meetings to do. Work on favor, so we'll still be able to share a number of things as we go along. But we won't surpass 1 hour. We won't surpass 1 hour. We'll ensure that. Okay, so great having you. Favor, welcome. We have been dealing with some questions. And then we are trying to get a sense of what everybody look forward to in these AMA sections. Is a bi-weekly section. Um, I have set it for the next 10 sections. So we're going to be having this, so remaining 9 sections in the first phase of it, and then we'll take a break and then come back to the second phase. What it entails is, I'm saying this for Favor so that before I ask her to speak. What it entails is that I'm going to be bringing some of my friends in between to come and talk about a particular subject or their real life experiences. We're also going to be talking about, career growth, freelancing, branding, and creativity. As you see on the screen, this topic, all of this, right, and everything in between. We are going to be demystifying what growth is and what we should look at growth, demystifying tech, demystifying life and family and all of those things, right? So some of my mentors will also come here to come and share. So I'm going to bring in some of my mentors to come and share some things with people that have actually built business, people that have been able to jackpot successfully with their family, so you can learn from that as well. They're looking to jackpot, right? So that is what we are looking forward to do. So Precious Oyelekon is back. So I just take 2 comments from Favor and also from Precious Oyelekon. So 1-1. The question is, what do you look forward to in these sections so that we can use that to prepare better? Thank you. Anyone of you can go first. Favor, Adeoye, and Precious Oyelekon. Yes.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you, sir, for this session. I'm very sorry for joining late. 6 p.m. was not a comfortable time for me, but I still had to join. And what I look forward is basically just getting more clarity and more direction from this session so that on the topics that you've mentioned, because that's why we are here in the first place.
True,
So
true.
thank you very
Thank you
much.
for sharing. Thank you. Okay, Precious. We have 2 Precious. So Precious Oyelekon.
Oh, okay. Good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening. Yeah.
Okay. And my name is Oyelakon Precious. And in this meeting, I just hope to broaden my knowledge on things that I probably know and things I'm looking forward to knowing.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. So with this, we'll call it an evening. Let's keep the group engaged. If you have any questions so the group is going to be active all time long, but this AMA session is just bi-weekly. Everybody that's come to me to say, oh, I have a question, I want to do this. So if you come early and you say, oh, I have a question on AIM, on UI, UX, that may be what we will do that day. If you come early and you take the entire room, that is fine. That is okay. People will learn from that, right? So it's a free zone. Just come with your questions, and I will try as much as possible to answer them. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. It's a great start. I wish you the absolute best. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye bye, sir.
Thank you.